Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is July 28th, 2025, and Barcelona have conducted tests at the Spotify Camp Nou. Also, the club are now planning the contract extension of one of La Masia's breakthrough talents. And finally, Roger Martinez has become Barcelona's latest signing. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. We'll begin this video with the news that today Barcelona conducted tests at the Spotify Camp Nou as the club aimed to return to our home stadium by the weekend of September 14th, September 15th, which will be the first official home match of this upcoming season, which is the fourth fixture of the new season, which will be played against Valencia. Now, Barcelona conducted a wide variety of tests where several departments from the club were present, including security and operations, maintenance, facility management, food and beverage, and also IT. And the goal, of course, of these exercises or these tests was in order to validate and test a wide range of systems and infrastructure, starting from lighting and public address systems to fire safety mechanisms, evacuation procedures, accessibility elements, signage, and more. And of course, these tests were not only conducted to make sure these systems work, but it's also to make sure that these systems comply with local rules and, of course, operating standard procedures. Now, Barcelona will be conducting several tests in the next few upcoming weeks as Barcelona prepare themselves to return to the stadium by mid-September, which right now is looking like a very difficult goal. But nonetheless, hopefully the club will be able to achieve it because, of course, if they don't, there will be big financial repercussions. Not only would Barcelona make less money by not playing at the Camp Nou, but also the club, as revealed most recently by Joan Laporta, would have to renegotiate all of their financing agreements with Goldman Sachs, which is the bank who lent Barcelona the money to renovate the Camp Nou. All right, on to that next bit of news because Barcelona have confirmed their newest signing, someone I told you about a few days ago, and it's no other than Roger Martinez. Now, Roger Martinez is a 21-year-old center midfielder. He can also play as an attacking midfielder, and in fact, he got his start at the Barcelona Academy. He spent 3 years between 2013 and 2016. He was at La Masia, where he played for the Benjamin B, the Alevin D, and also Alevin B. And then after that, he left to join Cornellà. And then he left Cornellà to join Espanyol back in 2020, where he eventually had his professional debut with Espanyol's first team. Now, last season, Roger Martinez spent it on loan with Lugo. And this summer, his contract was set to expire with Espanyol. He decided not to renew his contract, so once it expired, Roger Martinez then decided to join Barcelona on a free agency, and of course he will be joining Barca Athletic under the orders of Giuliano Belletti, where he will be looking to get Barca Athletic promoted back to 3rd division from 4th division. So Roger Martinez, welcome back home, and I wish you lots of success in Barca Athletic. Hopefully you can help Barca Athletic get promoted once again. All right, on to that next bit of news because, ladies and gentlemen, another club has entered the race for Jeanbrei. Now, Hansi Flick called up the 19-year-old left winger to the preseason training with the first team. And after Jeanbrei failed to impress Hansi Flick, and plus the arrival of Marcus Rashford and Rooney Bargi, meant that Hansi Flick sent Jeanbrei back down to Barca Athletic, and he did not travel with the team to the preseason tour. And now that Jeanbrei will be back at Barca Athletic, who will be playing in 4th division, and given that he's not likely to get minutes with the first team, Barcelona, the player, and his entourage all believe that maybe it would be better for him to move on, where he could, get minutes somewhere else, because otherwise he could end up stagnating and his development could end up plateauing. So it's reported now that Barcelona are, of course, open to selling Jeanbrei. And as I told you in a previous video, Mallorca were very interested, but now Girona have also entered the race for Jeanbrei. But it's reported that Mallorca are the ones who pushing more for the signing of Jeanbrei. Now, Mallorca are also looking at another left winger. His name is Gabri Martinez, who currently plays in Braga, so it's not 100% sure whether Jeanbrei will be joining Mallorca or not, but it is reported that the player is in favor of this move. The club is as well. The player's family and entourage are. And of course, Mallorca very interested in signing him. So we'll see whether Jeanbrei leaves Barcelona this summer or not. But if he does, of course, as you've seen lately, Deco is more in favor of permanent transfers where the club would get some money. And of course, they would retain a buyback clause plus a percentage of any future sales to kind of keep the player's future control, where if he ends up, exploding, they can always bring him back. And if he doesn't, they can always make more money off any future sales. Now, one player from the academy who will not be leaving the club is Pedro Fernandez Sarmiento, otherwise known as Dro, because the 17-year-old midfielder is attracting, of course, a lot of interest from other clubs, and Barcelona have no intention of selling him. And in fact, they are looking to extend his contract. Now, Dro's contract expires in 2027, but with his vision, confidence, versatility, and ability to play incisive passes have made him a huge attractive prospect for Barcelona, so much so that Flick not only called him up to the preseason training, but he also ended up taking him to the preseason tour in Asia, where, of course, Drogo scored his first goal with the first team against Vissel Kobe. One hell of a goal, by the way. And all of this has, of course, prompted Barcelona to try to secure the future of Drogo, someone whose coaches have compared him to Andres Iniesta. So Barcelona are now working on extending the contract of Drogo to try to, tell the other European clubs, sorry guys, but we're keeping this one. And it's reported that the player and his entourage are, of course, very much in favor of Dro continuing at Barcelona. So this is going to be only a matter of time. Now, we will end today's video with the news that Ter Stegen has opened up about the whole situation for the first time since this whole drama began. Now, Ter Stegen today flew to Bordeaux, to France, in order to undergo surgery on his back after he started feeling discomfort while on international duty with Germany. And it's reported that Ter Stegen did not allow anyone from the club to accompany him to the surgery. It's not really clear why he did that, but that's what the news is. I'm sure we'll know more about the reasons in the next few days. And while Ter Stegen was at the airport, a reporter from Sport stopped him and asked him, hey, what's going on with the club? What's going on with the relationship, blah, blah, blah. And while Ter Stegen's response was, the relationship with the club is good. Always good. Intact. Really, though? But anyways, those were Ter Stegen's word, as he's probably already in France, where he will undergo back surgery. And of course, we'll know more after the surgery is done. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do, because of course I will be here to give you any new updates. All right, that is all for this video. I did do the podcast earlier today. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, be scarce.